Welcome to Unstoppable Mind Today, where we explore powerful stories that transform your thinking and unlock the secrets of true success. Have you ever wondered why some people seem incredibly lucky, while others constantly struggle against an invisible tide of bad fortune? Meet Daniel, a young man who firmly believed the entire universe conspired against him, and that bad luck was his shadow. Whenever something went wrong in his daily life, Daniel never looked at his own actions, but always blamed his terrible fate. He complained that the sun was too hot for his crops, ignoring the fact that he had forgotten to water them. He failed his apprenticeship because he said the tools were old, never admitting that he refused to learn the proper techniques. He walked through life with a heavy cloud over his head, envious of those who seemed to succeed with little effort. One day, a grand announcement appeared in the town square, inviting everyone to participate in the prestigious annual Royal Archery contest. Daniel saw this as his golden ticket to instant wealth, believing that for once, destiny might finally owe him a win. While others practiced for hours under the scorching sun, Daniel sat in the shade, dreaming of the prize without the work. He told his friends that he was saving his energy, claiming that true talent does not need endless hours of practice. The day of the contest arrived with great fanfare, and the entire village gathered to watch the archers display their skills. Daniel stepped up to the line, his chest puffed out, convinced that today his bad luck streak would finally come to an end. But as he pulled the string, his arms shook violently because his muscles were weak from months of laziness and inaction. The arrow flew wildly off course, missing the target completely and landing in the dirt, drawing loud laughter from the crowd. Humiliated and angry, Daniel threw his bow to the ground, screaming that the wind had suddenly changed direction against him. He stormed away from the contest grounds, convinced once again that he was the unluckiest man to ever walk the earth. He wandered aimlessly until he reached the edge of the village, where he saw old Thomas working quietly in his field. Thomas was known as the wisest man in the region, a farmer whose crops always flourished even during the driest seasons. Seeing the young man's distress, Thomas paused his work, leaned on his hoe, and asked Daniel what was troubling his soul. Daniel poured out his frustration, listing every misfortune and explaining how bad luck had ruined his chance at the archery contest. The old farmer listened patiently until Daniel finished. Then he reached into his pocket and pulled out 2 small, identical seeds. Thomas showed the seeds to Daniel and explained that both seeds held the exact same potential for life and future growth. He took the first seed and threw it onto the hard, dry path, where people walked, leaving it exposed and vulnerable. Then he walked to his prepared garden bed, dug a small hole in the rich soil, and planted the second seed. He looked at Daniel and asked which seed he thought would survive and grow into a strong, fruit-bearing plant next season. Daniel immediately answered that the seed on the path would surely die, while the one in the soil would likely thrive. Thomas nodded and told him that luck works exactly the same way. It is not random magic, but a result of placement. The seed represents opportunity, which comes to everyone eventually. But opportunity alone is not enough to create a successful outcome. The soil represents preparation. If the soil is hard and unprepared, the best opportunity in the world will simply wither away. Daniel stared at the 2 spots on the ground, realizing that he had been the hard, unprepared ground all his life. The old farmer smiled and gave him the secret formula. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Nothing more. That evening, Daniel walked home in silence, but his mind was loud with a new determination to change his destiny forever. The very next morning, long before the rooster crowed, Daniel rose from his bed, ready to begin his long journey of transformation. He didn't seek immediate glory. Instead, he started by repairing his tools, treating them with the respect they had always deserved. He went to the field and shot his first arrow. It missed, but this time he did not blame the wind. When the heavy rains came, he did not run inside. He stayed and learned how to adjust his aim for the weather. When the sun was blindingly hot, he learned to squint and focus, turning the harsh conditions into a valuable training partner. He also began to study. He learned about wind physics and distance, understanding that success required mental knowledge as well as physical skill. His old friends mocked him, asking why he was working so hard when there was no contest scheduled for many months. Daniel ignored the noise. He was busy tilling his soil, preparing his mind and body for the moment opportunity would return. Seasons changed, and the leaves turned gold. Daniel's aim became true, and his arm became as steady as a rock. Even in the biting cold of winter, he practiced the art of stillness, mastering his breath to control the beat of his heart. Finally, a full year had passed, and the announcement for the Royal Archery contest was posted once again in the town square. The crowd gathered just as before, but when Daniel arrived, he walked with a quiet confidence that silenced those who mocked him. His competitors whispered about his past failure, expecting another disaster. But Daniel was no longer the same man they once knew. He stepped onto the platform and took a moment to feel the wind, calculating the exact adjustments needed for a perfect shot. He closed his eyes for a second, remembering the thousands of arrows he had fired in the rain, snow, and heat. He opened his eyes, raised his bow, and drew the string back with a strength and stability that stunned the onlookers. The arrow left the bow with a powerful hum, cutting through the air straight and true, defying the wind that pushed it. Silence hung over the crowd for a heartbeat, before erupting into a roar of applause and cheers for the magnificent shot. He spotted Thomas in the crowd, who nodded approvingly, seeing that the seed planted in fertile soil had finally borne fruit. Daniel's victory was not just in winning the contest, but in mastering the mindset that would serve him for life. This story illustrates 3 core principles. First, luck is not random magic. It is a construct that we can build ourselves. Second, opportunity is like rain. It falls on everyone, but only those who have prepared their soil will benefit from it. Third, the most important work happens in the dark, silently and painfully, long before the spotlight of success ever finds you. Ask yourself today, are you waiting for luck to save you, or are you actively preparing your soil for greatness? Do not despise the days of small beginnings or the hours of boring practice, for they are the foundation of your future. The world only sees the moment of victory, but you must fall in love with the long, quiet process of preparation. Remember that the harder you work on yourself, the luckier you will seem to appear to everyone watching from the outside. Don't let your potential wither away on the hard ground of laziness, excuses, and the victim mentality that holds you back. Instead, till your soil every day. Read, learn, practice, and refine your skills so that when your moment comes, you are ready. Every successful person you admire has spent years in their own version of Daniel's field, shooting arrows in the pouring rain. Write down your goals and identify the skills you need to master. Stop blaming luck and start taking radical responsibility today. The sun is rising on a new chapter of your life. The question is, will you be ready to seize the day? Success is not a lottery ticket. It is a rent that is due every single day, and you must pay it. Fill your mind with wisdom. Sharpen your skills like a blade. Be so good that the world cannot possibly ignore you. When you focus on your own growth, jealousy disappears because you realize that you have the power to create your own destiny. Time is running out. Do not waste another second complaining about what you don't have. Start working with what you do have. Daniel didn't stop at archery. He applied the rule of preparation to his farm, his relationships, and his entire life. Soon his farm was the most productive in the village, proving that the principle of the 2 seeds applies to everything. The mentor was proud, not because Daniel won a trophy, but because he had conquered the inner enemy of victimhood. Small habits of preparation stack up over time. One day of practice seems useless, but a year of practice changes everything. True freedom comes from knowing that you can handle whatever life throws at you because you have prepared for the challenge. You are the blacksmith of your own fortune. The fire of adversity is there to shape you, not to destroy you. Develop the eyes of an eagle. Be watchful for opportunities, but ensure your talons are sharp enough to grasp them when they appear. You cannot control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. Preparation is the art of adjusting your sails for maximum speed. Daniel became a leader in his community, teaching others that they held the keys to their own prison cells of bad luck. While others sleep, you must build. While others play, you must plan. This is the price of admission for a lucky life. Years later, Daniel would tell his grandchildren that the unluckiest day of his life was actually his greatest blessing in disguise. That failure forced him to stop looking at the stars for help and start looking at the dirt beneath his own feet. He passed this wisdom down, ensuring that his family would never again fall into the trap of believing themselves to be victims. The universe rewards motion. It rewards action. It rewards the brave soul who dares to prepare for a future they cannot yet see. Start your day by telling yourself, I am a creator of my own luck. I am preparing for opportunities that are coming. We all need a Thomas in our lives. Or perhaps you need to become the Thomas for someone else who is struggling. If this story resonated with you, share it with a friend who needs to hear that they have the power to change. Let today be the day you crack open your shell. Let your roots go deep into the soil of knowledge and practice. Growth is painful. Change is uncomfortable. But nothing is as painful as staying stuck in a place where you do not belong. Embrace the solitude of preparation. It is in those quiet moments that you build the character necessary to sustain future success. The trophy is just metal. The real prize is who you become in the process of chasing it. That is the true victory. Let knowledge set you free. The more you learn, the more luck you will seem to have, because you see more options. Stop wishing on shooting stars. Become the star that burns bright because of its own internal energy and fusion of hard work. Legacy is what you leave behind. Will you leave a legacy of excuses or a legacy of triumph over your own limitations? Take these seeds of wisdom and plant them in your own life. Nurture them, water them, and protect them from negativity. Choose the hard path. The easy path leads to a hard life, but the hard path of preparation leads to an easy life. Your sweat is the water that nourishes your dreams. Without it, your ambitions are just dry seeds on a barren concrete path. From a victim of fate to a master of destiny, Daniel's story is a mirror reflecting your own potential right now. So I ask you one final time, are you the seed that dies on the path or the seed that grows in the soil? The choice is yours. No one can till the soil for you. You must pick up the hoe and do the work. The world is big and full of abundance. There is enough success for everyone, provided you are willing to pay the price. Let Daniel's story be the spark that ignites your fire. Go out there and prepare yourself for the miracles waiting for you. If you found value in this video, please like and subscribe to support our mission of spreading wisdom to the world. Check out our other videos to continue your journey of mental mastery and personal growth. Your next lesson is waiting for you. Remember the golden rule. Luck is not a mystery. It is simply the beautiful moment when your preparation finally meets an opportunity. Stay strong, stay prepared, and keep your mind unstoppable. The world is waiting for you to show up and claim your place. This is Unstoppable Mind Today, signing off. We believe in you. Now go out there and make your own luck. Goodbye.